How to have a conversation. What do you say to someone when you meet them? Here are some useful phrases that you can use to have a conversation. How was your day? How was? That is interesting. Tell me more. Or, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope. How about you? How was or how is your weekend? How was your holiday? How was your family? Or how is your family? How is your work? How is your health? How was your trip? What did you do? What did you say? Here is an example. How is your family? My son just became president. That's interesting. Tell me more. He's the president of the Bachelor's Club. He does not want to get married. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry too. No grandchildren for me. I hope he will change his mind. Okay, I have to go now. Nice talking with you. Example number 2. How's your family? I have a new grandson. Wow, that's fantastic. Tell me more. He was born yesterday and he has my eyes. Oh, that's great. Tell me more. Yeah, and he's big like me. You must be happy. Okay, I have to go now. Nice talking with you. How to finish a conversation. You can say things like, I have to go now. Nice talking with you. Or, it's been nice talking. I have to go. See you later. Here are some more useful English phrases. I'm sorry, I do not understand. I'm sorry, can you please repeat that? Can you please say that again? Thank you very much. See you later. Can you please tell me the time? Can you please tell me where is the post office? Do you know where is the post office? Let's try. Hello, how are you? How was your week? That's interesting. Please tell me more. I'm glad you went to the school. Well, it's nice to talk. I have to go now. Here is today's Bible story. We'll read a Bible story and then answer some questions. You'll try your listening skills. A few days later, Jesus came back to his hometown. The news spread that he was back home. A large crowd came together to hear him speak. The house was so full that there was no place to stand, not even outside the door. While Jesus was teaching, some people brought a man who was paralyzed to see him. He was being carried by 4 of his friends. But they could not get the man inside to Jesus because the house was so full of people. So they went to the roof above Jesus and made a hole in it. Then they lowered the mat with the man on it. When Jesus saw how much faith they had, he said to the man who was paralyzed, Young man, your sins are forgiven. Some of the teachers of the law were sitting there. They saw what Jesus did, and they said to themselves, Why does this man say things like that? What an insult to God. No one can forgive sins, but only God can forgive sins. Jesus knew what these teachers of the law were thinking. So he said to them, Why are you thinking these things? The Son of Man has the power to forgive sins. But how can I prove this to you? Which is easier to say, Your sins are forgiven, or get up and walk? What will you believe? Do you believe that I can forgive sins? But what if I say to the man, Stand up, take your mat and walk? Then you will be able to see if I really have this power or not. So Jesus said to the man who was paralyzed, I tell you, stand up, take your mat and go home. Immediately, the man who was paralyzed stood up. He picked up his mat and walked out of the room. Everyone could see him. They were amazed and praised God. They said, "This is the most amazing thing we have ever seen." Comprehension. How many people were at the house to listen to Jesus? How did the man who was paralyzed see Jesus? What did they do when they couldn't go into the house? What was the first thing Jesus said to the man who was paralyzed? What did people think about Jesus? How did Jesus show that he can forgive the man? What is the meaning of the story? Which is easier to do? To forgive someone or to heal someone? Who does Jesus think he is? Who do you think Jesus is? The end.